They're all locked. The lamp's seen better days. It's flickering and sparking. It's locked. The sparks set the flowers alight. Just to be on the safe side, I'll slip back into my photographer disguise. Believe me, I wouldn't glue Argali fur to my face unless it was absolutely necessary. Or unless I was drunk.
The decathlon event is now nearing its finale. We'll be watching the remaining 4 athletes compete for the gold in the last leg of the contest, the long jump. The next jumper is Sander Molnar from Hungary. He is in 4th place after the previous contest. The jump is valid, but will it be enough for the Hungarian to edge ahead in the rankings?
Seven, 5.
7 meters and 5 centimeters.
7 meters and 5 centimeters. A great jump by Sander Molnar. We'll know in a few minutes if it's enough to earn him a place on the podium. The 3 leading athletes will now make their final jumps. First comes Lauri Askela of Finland, then the German Owen Hoover, and finally Glenn Parker of Great Britain.
I don't have much time left to help Glenn. This cable powers the lights and things out on the track. I shouldn't do anything to blow my cover. The judge records the distance and relays it to the stadium announcer. This measuring tape is used to measure the distance of the long jump from the takeoff point to the nearest sand imprint.
Hey, you there. The press isn't allowed in this area. You're disrupting the athletes' concentration. Please go back to the press area bordering the stands.
Sorry, won't happen again. The judge uses the microphone to relay the jumpers. What good would that do? They're identical. At the moment, anyway. A competition-sanctioned measuring tape. This measuring tape is... Press photographers aren't allowed any closer to the long jump area. A bottle of cleaner. Not that I'm about to pay any heed to what a bottle tells me to do, but it says, removes even the most stubborn stains. Warning, do not use on plastic surfaces. Contains the solvent acetone. A brass coat hook. It's slightly bent and has a ball-shaped end. As striking features go, I'll admit I'm clutching at straws.
With my fingers? Really? I mean, that never works, does it?
A 5-kilo dumbbell. If I had the time, I'd take a break to work on my guns. But I don't. Good idea. Who knows what exciting uses I could find for this coat hook once I've modified it with a dumbbell. This said, I need a sturdy surface on which to perform the operation.
Two javelins and some hammer throwing and shot put equipment. The shelf's feet are screwed to the floor. That's some heavy-duty storage. The shelf's metal base is screwed tightly to the floor. I can't loosen the screws bolting down the shelf. Probably not a bad thing. I can't use the coat hook to loosen the screws. Yet. Maybe leaving it here will help. Somehow. Okay, it's all tied up. I put the coat hook on the foot of the shelf and secured it with the shoelaces. I'm sure there was a reason I did that. I bet it was clever. Time to get to work. It worked. The end's now flattened out. I dabbled in athletics when I was at the academy. I remember all too well how heavy these things are. You'll understand if I don't fancy carrying them around with me. Now that it's flat, this makes for a pretty decent screwdriver. Let's get this panel loose. Ta-da! I present to you the inside of a locker. Looks like a judge's uniform. Swish. A judge's uniform. I'm sure no one will miss these.
The cleaner contains acetone. According to the label, this solvent shouldn't come into contact with plastics. My destructive tendencies are encouraging me to do precisely that, hence the table tennis balls. But if it melts plastic, I can only imagine what it does to human skin. I need a container of some kind. The bin looks pretty sturdy. Should be a good container for my little experiment. Wish I could say this was the first time I've done something like this. The solvent's dissolving the balls. All that's left is a sticky mush and a fierce stench. Smells a bit like thorn apple. The table tennis balls melted into a sticky sea of goo. Why should I toss that out? Filthy. I'm not touching it. Might as well be eyeing up women back at Shen's. It's a poster advertising the Olympic torch relay. The games have started, so my guess is this is a little out of date. The list of starters in the long jump. Glenn's got a slim lead, that's why he's last to jump. What would a locker room be without lockers? Just a room, I suppose.